everyone, and welcome to our Palimpsest live event. Yeah, Ross. So we have a very small group today. So what we've decided to do is actually to rebroadcast Lara Spadetto's interview with the wonderful Kate Taylor on her Talking to Artists podcast. Ross was just her subject today, and it was a wonderful podcast. So if you have a chance, please do check that out. And don't forget to follow Kate on Instagram and on YouTube so you can hear all her podcasts.
She's at Kate Taylor Art on Instagram.
Yes, thank you, Denise. So we don't have any paintings to open today. And the reason we are so few is because, one, it's Cheryl's birthday, so happy birthday to Cheryl. And Lara is having a great time in Paris. And Rose, unfortunately, couldn't make it, and she's not feeling well, so we hope she gets better soon. So without further ado, am I missing anything that we have to cover? No, okay. Without further ado.
Well, I thought maybe Ross could touch real quick on how your experience was with Kate this afternoon or this morning.
Oh, Denise. It was great. She's such a wonderful person. You know, even in this funny Zoom environment, it was just like talking to somebody I've known for a long time. She's so open to hear. And it was really a nice way to meet somebody to be interviewed. And she just asked really nice questions, and it was great. If you know her work, right? Her work is so colorful and bright. And so we got to talk about a lot of really interesting things like process and process. We talked a lot about process. Pretty fun.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll get to rebroadcasting that episode in the near future, but right now I think Stephanie is going to take care of us seeing Lara talk with the lovely Kate.
Yes. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to speak a little tech talk right now because I want to make sure I'm doing this right. I go over to the OBS window, right?
Yes, you are.
And I turn on video player or off Google Meet first, and then on video player. So 1, 2.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to episode 95 of Talking to Artists. So very excited to kind of get back to Talking to Artists with a little bit of a hiatus that I had in April. And these are just casual weekly conversations with artists to learn a little bit about their inspirations, their motivations, and how basically where they've lived and their journey to become an artist has inspired their art. So a couple of things for people who are in Ottawa. I'm doing the Ottawa New Art Festival this weekend, so I hope to see some people out. First time in 3 years, so very excited about that. And there's a bunch of awesome artists that are participating in that. Weekend after that, back in Toronto, doing the Riverdale Art Walk. That's 150 artists, 170 in total if you include the ones online. So I hope to see you there, and hopefully you can come out. But I'm today very excited to talk to Lara Spadetto, sorry, I screwed that up. I knew I was going to. And she is actually another one of the artists that's in this collaboration of artists who are doing this collaborative piece. They're all global. There's 7 artists. Stephanie I interviewed last week. She was the first artist, and Lara is the second. So I'm going to bring Lara right on, and I look forward to learning all about her cool. Okay, so she is invited. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine. A little bit petrified, but I'm fine. Thank you. I'm so shy to talk on live on video because I'm always I'm thinking
self-conscious.
Self-conscious how I talk in English. So it's terrifying.
No, your English is totally fine.
No, thank you.
I know that I talk fast, so if I talk too quickly, then slow me down, because I even make a note for myself to talk slowly.
No, I don't have problem to understand. My problem is sometimes that the words doesn't come to me so fast in English. So, okay.
Well, that's why we've got lots of time. So I'm really excited to, one of the things I was really excited about is by connecting to Stephanie and learning more about the project you're doing, it's expanded my world. And one of the reasons I do this show is I love to just talk to other artists who I would normally not have an opportunity to. So we will definitely get back to the collaboration. But first of all, I'd really like to talk about you. And I see you've been in Italy and Barcelona and Abu Dhabi, and now I believe you're in the UK, right?
In UK, yeah, in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was born in Italy, so and grew up there. I moved in 2006 in Barcelona, and let's say that in Barcelona I decided that I wanted to become a painter. I always painted and drawing because I studied to become an illustrator. I worked like an illustrator, graphic designer, but then my path changed my way, and in 2007. I moved there, and I think in 2008 I made my first exhibition there. So
what brought you from Italy to Barcelona originally?
My ex-husband is a pilot, and he had to move from. To move in Barcelona. He was working for a company in Barcelona, so we moved with my family. I had at the time, I have also now 3 kids, but at the time they were very little, just 1.5 until 5 years old. So was a move for family reason, but I was so happy in that period in Barcelona. Also after in Abu Dhabi was quite a very exciting experience because to come in contact with different country with different culture, different thoughts. So was
I think it's a wonderful opportunity to do that. Like, I mean, I have to say Barcelona is one of my personal favorite cities as well.
Yeah.
Like just
Me too.
the energy and the color and the food and, the people just seem to be so kind of relaxed and really about, I don't know, having that really good balance between life and work, which, us Canadians and Americans could probably benefit from.
I have in Barcelona among my best friends who lives there, so my heart is in Barcelona.
Yeah. And whereabouts did you live in Italy?
I was born in a little town that is called San Martino. It's in the province of Treviso. Maybe some people can recognize that the place because it's where they produce Prosecco. Prosecco is wine that all worldwide know. So, and I was born there. And when I was 11, we moved in Varese. That it's near Milan, near the Como Lake. And I grew up there, and then until the 2007 when I moved to Barcelona.
So was it in Barcelona that you started kind of painting more regularly?
Yes. Let's say, no, I was always painting regularly. I need to paint. So it wasn't something that I just discovered that I wanted to do.
Oh, I lost your vocals. Sorry, I'm losing you a bit. Can you hear me?
Sorry, it was my son who tried. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh,
Perfect.
he tried to phone you?
Yeah, I wrote to him before. I said, don't call me after, for me, it's 4 o'clock. Don't call me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. So,
No,
okay, you were telling.
He has just finished his exam, so he wanted to tell me how was his exam, and he didn't check the message. So I was talking about, I don't remember.
You were talking about how you've always painted. It's
yes. I always painted, but in Barcelona, I decided to get out from my comfort zone and to make an exhibition because as it's terrifying me to talk on live, also terrifying me to show my painting because I was worried about the judgment, about to discover that I wasn't good enough, that nobody likes them. So it was very, like, for me, a big step. Because if you paint something that someone asks you to do, it's a thing. But when you show your in some way your soul, because you show. I don't know what.
I lost you again.
I don't know what to do. He continued.
I don't know. Is he still calling you?
Yeah. Would you like that I tell him to stop? But I need to enter another time in the call.
Sure, we can definitely stop if you want. No, tell him not to call you.
And he read the message. Oh,
Well, it's great. You have such a relationship with your son. He's dying to tell you all about it.
Finally I can see. I can see this message. Okay. Sorry. Okay.
No problem. So I hear what you're saying, though. Like, I think especially for the first exhibition you do, and the work is you're doing it just for you, and it's very kind of emotional. And you're right, it's part of exposing your soul to people that leave it open for criticism and critique. And as much as you can say, I'm doing it for me, it doesn't matter, it hurts when people don't like what you do, right? Or when some people are just mean, too.
Yeah,
but I'm guessing it turned out well.
I don't think, because later on I discovered that in some way, it's good that you don't, your work doesn't like everybody, because if everybody likes your work, means that it's flat. It's something it doesn't have it's superficial and not deep. Because when something deep moves inside you, your emotions, so maybe when your emotions are too moved, you don't like it. So but at the beginning I didn't know. I wanted that everybody loves my paintings, so it was for me it was a big step.
Well, and I think some of that comes with the confidence as you paint more and you become more confident in your work. You become less concerned about the haters. And in some cases, I mean, I'm an abstract painter too, so I kind of sometimes I just find it kind of funny, like, what is it that compels you to come and tell me that you hate my work? Like, why don't you just walk right past it? Why don't you just not say something? Like, it's weird.
No,
and so your first
probably some person needs to discern their anger in this way, and so it's much easier to throw to someone that they don't know. But luckily I haven't received any hater or very strong hate. But I think that sometimes it's on the social, it could be easier for some people that has some anger inside.
Yeah, for sure. Just getting over COVID. So I gather your first exhibition went well, and well enough to want to continue to paint. And were you doing abstract at that point, or were you doing your portraits?
No, at that point I was doing figure, female figure, and it was the painting were different from what I'm painting now, because there were more turbulence, because I was discovering my insecurity, to express them, through my painting. So if you see my previous painting in that period, they were very much there was much anger, much fear, The color on the background was always red, very strong red, or blue, purple. And so now I don't feel to paint that kind of emotion. I feel more balanced. I need balance. I need to express this balance. I would like that the people who see my painting, look at my painting, in some way feel this balance inside themselves.
Yeah, I know you talk quite a bit about that, like the sort of the obtaining kind of the balance and the harmony. And I'm kind of gathering it's balance and harmony within the painting and the composition, but also in kind of being female and female strength and some of the mythology around how a female is supposed to act versus how they should act, and kind of creating that own balance within yourself.
Yes, I think that women sometimes struggle to find how much they are strong, how strength they have inside, because I don't like to say that it's society fault or background. I think it's our it's in the history. We were used to think that we have to act in some way, and so luckily we are living now in a historic period where it's not like this anymore. But on the backside of our mind, there are so the same belief. So I think it's important for women to find how much we are enough, or how much we are strong.
Yeah, and I think there's two parts to that too. One part is, how do I feel strong within myself? And then how do I present that to the world in an environment that still has expectations, right, of how women are going to behave? And I think you're right. A lot of that kind of does come from that, they call it the lizard brain, right, which is kind of connected to survival, where women typically have, because they haven't physically been strong, tend to survive if they're more subservient. And now we're in an environment where we don't need to do that. But I do think that you still fall back on that a little bit, right?
Yeah, I try to teach also to my kids. I have two boys and one girl, but I would like that both of them, female and male, think in some of kind of equality. No, there's no in terms of right and what you have to do. There's no difference. Obviously, there's difference in something, but I don't know if it's really among men and women. It's the feeling and emotion are more deeper. Okay, I'm going to lose myself in my thinking. Sorry.
No, I know. I think it's fascinating, because I think you're right. You can't just sort of say men and women, because it's culture and it's how you were brought up and where you sit within the family, and what you're doing and what your own personal kind of feeling is. But I think that men probably fight with that same sort of thing sometimes. It's just obviously being female, then obviously it makes sense to kind of represent the female strength.
Yes.
But I have to say, I find your portraits of women very, very compelling, and I think part of it is, well, I love your use of color. But there is that there's that harmony, but they're also a little bit off balance. Like they're always a little bit off to the side of the canvas, or which I think is really powerful.
Yeah, I try to. I was talking with a friend yesterday about how I need to feel myself when I'm doing something, or when I'm write, or when I paint, and I always try to feel what I feel in my solar plexus.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
your gut.
I need to feel here, and I always have the answer if what I'm looking at is balanced. For me, obviously, maybe for someone else it's not like this, but I need to feel to follow what I feel.
Mm-hmm.
cannot
And
write
I do think
myself.
that comes through, right? Like if you're feeling that when you're painting, it comes through in the final piece. I do think that gets communicated to the
I
end
hope
owner of the
so.
piece. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And are your portraits, are your paintings of women, are they certain people, or are they kind of amalgamations of people, or where do they come from?
Until a few months ago, let's say that are a few months that I'm working on a new series that I want to. I hope to finish. I hope to finish it in next year. And the subject of this series will be my daughter. And I'm using her because I was using different photos that I could find somewhere, photos that I felt inspiring for me, for myself. But now I need to. It's not my daughter in the painting. On the painting, it's like because I take the picture of the photos of her of Ilaria, and I try to not to find inspiration, but to find what I want to say with this photo, and then use the colors or the. I like also to experiment. Not always. For example, I'm not sure if in the next series I will use oil or also some different things, because I love to try new things, new technique, new everything that can inspire me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds fascinating. So it's part of the journey of the artist, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of get something under your belt, and you're like, oh, but what else can I do, and where else can I go, and how else can I take this?
You know that I'm not doing any comparison. Yeah, it's just every artist can find themselves in this sentence that Michelangelo said when he was 84, 85, that he was learning. So we are always learning something. Every artist, I think, that are craving this learning. We don't never have enough to know something else.
Well, and I think it's kind of, I always think it's a bit like being a shark. If you don't keep moving forward, you kind of die, right?
Yeah.
You know, you need to keep moving. You need to keep doing new things and learning new things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
And so, what about the your abstracts? And I noticed you have abstracts on your website as well. Is that an older collection, or I think you were inspired by being in the desert?
No, I love abstract because it's how you can be free, and I love to play with the abstract that I'm doing. I can do different kind of abstract because I've done abstract also with watercolor. I've done, I don't know if, I'm not sure if they are on my website. I've done watercolor abstract with some small cardboard, very small, and like a puzzle with like 50 pieces of cardboard.
Cool.
Yeah, and but it's fun. It's exciting because you have to paint. And I paint every cardboard with watercolor, playing with the watercolor, but the border has to be in the same line. To be when you sit together.
So they all fit together. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Some are like trees, so you have to make that the trees are the line of the trees is. In the same
connect.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's difficult
to
explain it. Also
sorry, no, it's me. I'm a terrible interrupter, so I try not to.
No. Please. And other painting that I've done with acrylics are made like layers of color, and I stop putting layers only when I feel that. What I'm seeing, something that responds to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because I've just started this new collection called Horizon, and it's basically the Horizon line, obviously, not a very creative name, I
Yeah.
guess. But it's the same sort of thing. Like I like the idea that you could actually lay them all together and they have the same Horizon line, but
Yes.
they can fit together, but they don't have to. Like I like that
Yeah.
challenge as well. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, the one of the series of abstract, it's called mine series. It's called lines because I was painting lines of color, and it was funny because my daughter couldn't understand this kind of painting because she said, "But they are all lines." I probably it's because with these lines I could find the balance. I don't know. I'm fascinating by them.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too because there's a certain amount of freedom in doing
Yeah,
abstract and doing that kind of thing, and yet there's also the constraint of having to stay within compositionally what works within those lines. I think there is a
yes,
kind of an interesting challenge to that, which I enjoy as
yes.
well.
And it's good because, for example, with the portrait, I need to plan everything. I need to decide at the beginning the photo, the cut of the photo that will be. I have to make the grid to make it bigger because I like to paint bigger painting. So I have to trace, I have to decide the color. It's a lot of back thoughts. And with the abstract, I had the canvas and I start to put color and I finish. I don't know when it's finished. I don't know what I'm going to, which color also. I don't know which color I'm going to put after. So it's very free.
Yeah,
Feel myself. I feel free when I'm painting abstract.
it's interesting too because although you say that you don't know what color you're choosing, there's an
Mm.
intuitive part of your brain that knows that that's the right color that belongs in the piece, which I always find interesting. I've done a couple of times when I've painted, in a public space and people are watching me paint and people are like, well, why did you put that color there? And you're like, I can't really articulate it. I just know that emotionally and intellectually and creatively that that's what it needed to be, right?
Yes, yes. I don't know if you said ask me a question because I lost you for a while.
Oh, no, I was just babbling.
Sorry.
No,
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 I didn't
no.
want to. Maybe there wasn't a question suspended.
No.
So
I was really just more talking about the fact that, although with a lot of doing abstract painting, I think a lot of people will kind of, you sort of say, I don't know what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to pull the colors. But
mm,
intuitively and kind of subconsciously, you do kind of know which
yeah,
colors are going to work and what's going to fit. And
yes,
I think that's kind of part of the beauty of it as well.
yes. Yes, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know you, but I'm not planning before which color. And it's curious because sometimes what come it depends on the period. The same color appear. It's strange because I painted two paintings in different period, not looking at them, and when I look at them, they were almost the same with the same I think it was yellow on the top and red and green. But it was quite strange. And when I painted the second one, I wasn't thinking the first one.
Right.
I quite like forget it, but and also in that moment I put layers on layers. But I was happy only when and when I finished, I discovered that they were quite similar.
Oh,
So
that's interesting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And excuse me, I have to say, one of the other things, just completely changing topics, is I
yeah.
loved on your website, not only just brilliant from a marketing point of view, but how you have your how to collect art guide. So I
Yes.
guess,
I put there because they are some like some kind of photos that you care of the step, the path that I've done until now, because it's quite for a long time I didn't made any exhibition because In Abu Dhabi, I made two collective, but because I lived in Abu Dhabi for 2 years, and I was starting to understand how it was working there. Then I moved here, and at the beginning here was because I was alone here, so to move with my kids, to understand with the school, so I always tend to postpone. Yeah, I will do it, and now I'm doing. So hopefully I will do another exhibition soon.
Oh, excellent. And is that how you kind of got into this collaboration with Stephanie McLean and the rest of them?
Yes, I know them last year because I participated to a course with them. We knew during the course and then we had like a group chat on Messenger to talk about, to help each other. And then I don't remember if Denise or Stephanie or both of them come out with the idea to make something together. And we start to talk about it. I must say that they work much more than me because last year was a peculiar year for myself. So, but they helped me so much. Helped me to keep track, to be accountable. Yeah.
Accountable. Yeah.
Yeah, and and it's fascinating also the project. The project is absolutely fascinating, and I think it's not anybody cannot perceive how much is fascinating for ourselves. How, for example, when we receive the painting from the other, the last one that has painted on it, it's quite challenging to know what you can do because you have to follow also the intention of the previous, and you have to. I like to write first the intention because I like to read their intention, to follow up, to think, to metabolize my thought, and then decide what. And it's scary sometimes because all of us, we are worried to touch something that other people is painting. So, but it's so exciting.
Yeah, it must be a little nerve-wracking because normally, if you paint something over and you don't like it, you can always go back and repaint what the original was. But obviously, since you didn't do the original piece, you can't do that. So you have to really commit.
But and also it's I think it's a challenge with ourselves because, as you said, when you don't like something that you are painting, you can change something. You put aside, you don't think about it. I have a lot of painting that I've started and they are there just to wait for the right thoughts. But with this one, with these paintings, we have to continue because, for example, I received one. I have to paint on that, and I have to send. I don't remember to whom, but I have to send it to someone else. So you cannot say I don't. So. But the match it's easier in some way because what it came before give you like the light, the sparkle,
the inspiration.
Yeah.
And how long do you have each piece? Like how long do you have to look at it and think about it and work on it?
This is the worst question because I'm so. For example, I have this piece. It's 3 weeks, and because I need to find also because I don't want to in some way, probably it's my insecurity. I don't want to make something that is not good enough for all for the others. So it's so important. It's more important than my painting to do the right thing on those.
Yeah. Sounds kind of stressful.
No, it's challenge. It's not stressful. It's a challenge, and I like it. I like because probably it's because of these difficulties that I like it. It's not something simple, but we are learning. I'm learning a lot every time from the painting and from the others. Also because you read the intention. It's wonderful.
No, that's fascinating. I'm really excited to see as these pieces start to kind of finish their rotation, what they look like. Yeah, it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah.
So, so you're obviously working on your collaboration. What's kind of next for you? What else are you working on?
I'm working in my series of painting, and I don't know if I will call the series Rebirth. I'm not sure, but it's something that is playing around in my mind in this collaboration, and also on a series of books. I published one book 2 weeks ago, the first one, and I'm going to publish the second one next month. So.
And what are the books about? Are they about your art or about your collections, or?
No, it's about in some way about women. The first one is about how let go of what hurts you. It's difficult also for me to. I don't know why I choose this kind of title. However, let's go, and I'm talking about how it's important sometimes to feel your balance, to feel. To be happy with yourself and have a joyful life, also to let go what hurt you on the past, because sometimes we tend to overthink what some bad experience. So it's so important to let go. And the second one is about planning for your future, and because last year for myself it was very tough because I separated from my husband, and in suddenly I found myself like I was alone with my kids, but lost, and for this reason I said that this group helped me a lot, because meeting weekly via Zoom and talk about art, talk about our project, they were very helpful. And those books also helped me a lot, because sometimes I go also back to see what I wrote, because like painting, when you paint something like one day, if you paint the same thing in a week, it's not the same painting, because your emotion change is different. So it's the same when you write something in a moment, maybe if you hadn't write it, you would forget it. So it's like a reminder.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds really cool. And so where can people find your book?
On Amazon. Lara
Excellent.
Spadetto. I'm the only one, Lara Spadetto, that you can find there.
Okay, well, that sounds awesome. Well, I've really enjoyed talking to you and learning more about your work.
Too.
And I'm hoping someday I can see it in real life, because I do really think they're wonderful. I love your women. I love your portraits.
Thank you so much. I hope to. Next year we are planning to do an exhibition in Canada. So maybe we will meet there.
That would be great. I'd love that. Okay, and I'm following you now, and so I will following all of you. So hopefully I'll start to see, when you're, I don't know if you're going to post any of the transition kind of photos, but I'll definitely be following your project.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous day.
You too.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
And just to let people know, coming up is Rose L. Williams. She's going to be joining us. She's also part of this collective. And then Cheryl Wilcox, who will be joining us from Australia. So that Talking to Artists is going to be actually at 6 p.m. Toronto time, so that she doesn't have to wake up at 3 in the morning and do this conversation. And so that's very exciting. Once again, if there is an artist that you would like to hear from, if you're an artist and you think you have kind of a cool and interesting story that you'd like to share, that would be great. These podcasts, these will be on my Facebook page, on Instagram. I'm in the process of updating them on YouTube, as well as eventually, there's about 45 right now under Talking to Artists anywhere you get your podcasts. But have a fabulous day, be creative, and we will see you next week.
All right. Hi, everyone. We're back. And I hope you enjoyed that video of Lara and Kate Taylor. So next week, we plan to be back and open some more boxes with paintings. So please do tune in. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, how do I end this thing? Honestly, how do I end this?
Just go to OBS and close